Today we look at a bold diplomatic clash with implications far beyond one country. The United States, under President Donald Trump, issued a sharp ultimatum to Nigeria, threatening military intervention if the Nigerian government failed to stop deadly attacks on Christian communities. And then China stepped into the fray, publicly rebuking the U.S., saying such threats are unacceptable and warning against the use of religion and human rights as an excuse to interfere in another nation's sovereign affairs. Here's what's going on. Nigeria is in the spotlight. Attacks targeting Christians in parts of northern and central Nigeria have triggered outrage. In this context, Trump declared that if Nigeria did not act, the U.S. would cut aid and could deploy forces guns a-blazing to wipe out what he called Islamic terrorists committing atrocities. The Nigerian government rejected the depiction of Christian genocide, stressed its commitment to religious freedom, and emphasized the violence is complex and affects all faiths. Enter China. At a press conference in Beijing, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ning said China opposes any country using religion or human rights as a pretext for interfering in another country's internal affairs. She emphasized that China firmly supports the Nigerian government in leading its people on the development path suited to its national conditions. She also reiterated that China stands against threats, sanctions, or force used under the guise of human rights enforcement. Why does this matter? First, the U.S. is signaling a very aggressive posture, tapping into religion, human rights, and military force in a sovereign African state. Second, China's response highlights its growing role as a global actor, defending the principle of non-interference, especially in countries that are strategic partners, like Nigeria. Third, this clash underscores how religion, foreign policy, great power rivalry, and Africa's strategic place all converge. What are the likely consequences? For Nigeria, this adds pressure from multiple fronts: domestic insecurity, international criticism, major power attention. For the U.S., it raises tough questions. Is the threat credible? What are the legal, logistical, and diplomatic ramifications of intervening in a sovereign state over religious violence? For China, the moment serves as a signal. It will defend sovereignty norms and push back against Western interventions it views as excessive. There are deeper layers, too. The use of religious persecution narratives can galvanize public opinion, justify foreign policy actions, and reshape alliances. At the same time, independent analysts caution that in Nigeria the violence is driven by a mix of factors: terrorism, ethnic conflict, resource-based violence, not simply a binary religious war. Some experts say framing it as wholesale Christian targeting obscures complexity. So, what are the key takeaways? 1. Great power diplomacy is alive and well in Africa. This isn't just about Nigeria. It's about how global actors engage local conflicts. 2. Sovereignty remains a core contention. Who gets to step into another country's internal issues under what justification? 3. Religion and human rights can be potent tools for both advocacy and intervention, and they can also be weaponized in geopolitics.